Welcome to Sisters in the Kingdom.
I'm Tori,
And I'm Kristen.
and we're two sisters who love all things Disney. To loop us back, last week we shared King of the Jungle was the original name of one of the most famous Disney movies. Fact or fiction?
Um, Fact.
Yes.
And Jungle Book.
No.
Lion King.
It is Lion King. It is Lion King. Do you want to know why it was not called King of the Jungle?
Yeah, I want to know. I have no guesses.
Because lions aren't in the jungle. Like, that was the whole name of the
I guess
movie.
that makes sense in why I got thrown off and immediately was like, I originally thought Lion King from King. I was like, okay, I'm on the right track. And
Right.
then I heard of the jungle and I was like, well, maybe it's talking about Jungle Book. Like, I don't know.
Nope. So King of the Jungle, that's what Lion King was originally named. And then someone finally said, lions don't live in the jungle. And there we go.
Huh,
Yeah,
interesting.
right. Another fun little fact.
But I got it right. I'm on the upswing now.
I mean, you only have a 50-50 shot every time.
I know, but I had a lot wrong in a row.
I also feel like I've been making them easier again. Like, I shift. And when I get really obscure, it's hard for you to ever be like fiction because why would I randomly come up with some of the things I come up with?
That's true.
So we are going to go back. We have tried to record this episode previously. Actually, we fully recorded this episode and it did not save correctly. And it was a long episode. And so we said, we're going to pause and we'll come back to this. And it's taken a hot minute to come back.
It got lost. It's in the abyss, and it took a very long time. So we just backtracked. We recorded this the first time before we went to Disneyland. So
Yeah. So it's been a minute. But we're going back to our collection series. We're going to go to our collection series, and we're going to talk about Vinylmations, which Vinylmations are the first thing I ever collected at Disney. It is probably the one thing that I have, right? Like, you have ears, you have your souvenir cups and all kinds of things, but Vinylmations were my thing.
this is what she started with. This is what she has the most of. This is technically what she's most passionate about, and I think that's why she's the most sad that we lost this episode.
I was, because I feel like when we record and we have these conversations, we're pretty authentic to like our emotions, our stories, all of those things. And I feel like you can capture things one time, right? Authentically. And when you have to go back to re-record something or to redo it, then I feel like it's just not the same vibe. So I've just been hesitating doing this.
But now we have video, so we get to show you some of them, which is exciting.
It is exciting. I have my Vinylmations all over my basement. And because I can't take you on a tour of my basement, I have different ones from each of my collections sitting here on my big desk. So as we go through, I will show you a few from each of my collections. If there's a collection that you're dying to see all of, put it in the comments and we will try to figure out how to upload maybe short videos of some of the bigger collections so you can see all of the pieces. But
Oh yeah, we can do a short. If you want a short, I love making shorts.
She's gonna have to figure out how to get to Omaha. But if she can get to Omaha, she can do them on my basement.
No, it's okay. If you record it and send it to me, I can get it up.
She can get it done. So I tried to pick like the most unique ones from each collection. So they might not be my favorite ones, but they're the most unique. But we're going to get into, if you're hearing this and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Like, what is this? You are making up words. We're not making up words. Vinylmations are essentially a plastic shaped Mickey Mouse that is designed. Oh, look. Oh, look. I brought that one too. We can have matching. So, and here's the for
Twins.
those who can't see this, it's a plastic shaped Mickey Mouse um, that are designed to be different characters. And they originally they originally started as some of the classic characters and then transformed into everything you can imagine, from looking like different rides or park food snacks or different animated series, different things. But yeah, these were the first thing.
And they're 3 inches for the most part. This is their most common size, is 3 inches. But they also come in minis, which are 1.5 inches. I
Yes.
don't know if she's gonna show you one or not. I do have one, but I don't know where I keep it.
I have a mini in this box. It's probably glared, but it's
Yeah,
a tiny Tinkerbell.
a little one. And
It's a
then they
tiny.
also have 9 inch ones, which are massive and
They're
so
massive.
fun.
I am showing one on the screen, but this one is a very big Alice, which I will explain why I have a very big Alice later on. But they're massive, and most of the time for the 9-inch ones, they are specialty sets. They were limited release of specific ones, so
Yeah.
that's what they look like. But essentially, think of blind boxes that kids have now for everything, right? They have blind bags. They've got
Pins,
like everything you can imagine. That's a
munchlings.
secret. That's a secret compartment. But Vinylmation started it off. Vinylmation started. I'm gonna grab a box.
I have a box too.
Vinylmation started in a cardboard box that essentially had the name of the series on the outside, and then on the back of it would show you all of the different characters that you could get within the box, and one which was a secret, and that was called the Chaser within the series. So back when Vinylmations were big, this was the want to get thing.
I found a mini box in my big box. What a
Surprise!
fun surprise.
I know, I picked up this box that I'm showing everybody, and I was like, ooh, what's in it? And you know what's in it? My first visit pins. And this wasn't because they were my first visits, but these pins were, I went to Disney with my husband on a 1-day trip after my best friend's wedding, which was in Florida. And we had just found out we were pregnant with my daughter. So I had a first visit pin on my belly
Aww.
for my daughter for her first trip. So that's what these first visit pins are for. So that's a fun surprise in the random
So
box that I grabbed.
cute. Cost. Have we talked about cost yet?
No.
So cost of these boxes is typically between $10 to $12 of Vinylmation.
Yeah, I think they started to spike up a little bit. I was looking at the
I
bottom
think
of this.
they must have gone up because my mini says $10.
Yeah, and my box that I pulled said $12.99.
Oh, this most recent says 15
Yep.
from the most recent collection.
Yeah.
So they're now up to 15.
Yeah. So it's kind of it's has a wide range of prices, but they started, so Vinylmation started in 2008. So when we say this is the first thing I collected, I would have been graduated probably. And Kay would have still been pretty young, but this would have been before I started a family, any of those things. So this was one of the first things I think I was like buying with my own money to make these purchases. Park Series 1, so like I said, there are multiple different series, but Park Series 1 was the first series that was released.
Yeah, and that had like a true Mickey shape. So we showed you a Mickey head, but it has very smooth lines to it. So in 2011, this shape became this smooth line Mickey. Before that, every Vinylmation was Mickey shaped. Like it had a mouse like texture.
I don't have any of the. Oh,
I don't either. It
yes,
had
I
a
do.
mouse texture to its face and like the lines of the smile engraved into it. And
I
then
have
at
those.
2011, they all smoothed out. And then in 2013, the mini shape was introduced. And that's whenever you got the bow aspect and then the skirt at the bottom. And so
Yes.
you will see like that is the most common, like these two, the smooth Mickey and the mini are what you see now today.
Yes. Yes. Um, so we talked a little bit about chasers on the back of a box. So most series had one. Um, some had two, but most had one that you didn't know what it was. So unless you were doing some internet sleuthing or like deep diving into it, you didn't know what that missing character was within the box. But there's also what's called a variant. And I feel like when I get into this conversation, I'm like, oh, there's so many things. There's so many like nuances here.
I love when she talks about this because it sounds like kind of nerdy. And this is like the one thing that she really gets into the tiny details about. Keep going.
I do. So variants are slight variations of different characters. So one of my first series was Alice in Wonderland. And so the Mad Hatter, who again has Mickey ears shaped like looks kind of like a Mickey figurine, but it's the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. But the shoes on the Mad Hatter are normally just a teal color, but the variant version, which is the version I have stripes on the shoes. So it's very subtle little details that make it different than the original that was supposed to be that character.
It's striped like the Cheshire Cat.
Yes. Yes. And so this variant in particular was pretty rare. A lot of variants, some are rare variants and some are not rare variants. So another one within the Alice in Wonderland series is the hedgehog. There's a pink hedgehog and a green hedgehog. The pink is the variant. So you could get just a different color of the character that you were supposed to get.
Huh. Did you know that whenever you were first getting the
No.
boxes?
No, but I remember Googling and eBaying the price difference for this guy when I first got him.
Because you could just tell you were like, his shoes seem weird. I'm going to look up if he costs more money.
Yeah, I don't know how that came about. Because again, you can see him on the back of the box, and so he didn't exactly match the back of the box. So I think I was like, what's happening here? And so then I started to Google and look at what was going on.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, another thing that was different back in this time, and I am so sad that this doesn't exist anymore, but back in the day, and I feel like I'm starting to sound like an old curmudgeon. Like I was today at work, like side note, today at work, I was at a behavioral health convening in Lincoln, and I found myself being like, yeah, back when I started. And I'm like, oh no, like I'm now at the age where I can say that. And that's something. But, anyways, back when Vinylmations first started, you could trade them in the parks.
And it was
They
so fun.
It was. So because it's a blind box, sometimes you get what's called a duplicate, right? I already have this one. I don't need another one of these. And so they would have boxes behind different counters that were in it was still kind of a blind box, right? So they were behind doors and it was like a 1 to 10 and you got to pick some doors to open and they would show you what's there and they would
Yeah,
be
they were
like,
like little drawers almost. Like they would pull out the drawer
"Yep,
and then take the Vinylmation out to show you.
yes." And you also used to be, so if you were back, like not at one of the parks, but you had a Disney store by you, I used to collect my duplicates of these and you could take them to the Disney store and they would let you trade them out. And they normally just had a big bin of extras and you could just pick the ones you wanted.
Oh, well, that's fancy.
Right.
And the way these little blind door trading scenarios worked is very similar to pin trading. So you would pick out like two numbers, they would slide the door open, they would show you the Vinylmation, and then you would say, yes, I want that one, or no, you know what, I don't want that. You can just put
Right.
it back in the drawer and keep it for later. So that's kind of how it
No thanks.
worked out.
No thanks.
Um,
But it was hard. Like, I remember my first set, again, that Alice in Wonderland set, I really, really, really wanted the caterpillar. And the caterpillar within this set, which I'm showing right now, he's a little bit different than your normal Vinylmation because he has a whole nother piece to him that connects his body and head, because the caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland has, like, it's a
It's
long
tall.
caterpillar, so it's an extra piece. And I remember really wanting this caterpillar. And the person who at some of the stores, they were like, well, you just have to hold the boxes because the weight's different because it's an extra piece. So I remember holding so many boxes and
We
being
shook
like,
them
this one
all.
shakes a little bit more. This one doesn't. I think this one's a little bit heavier. I mean, clearly it worked. I have the caterpillar. But I remember the stress.
It was so stressful. We would go in, and then my siblings would send me in, and they'd be like, we can't decide anymore. Feel the ones we've opened, and then go get us a new one.
Yeah. If you know anything about me or you just listen to our podcast, I can be a little high strung. And I don't know why a blind box picking activity seemed like the best activity or thing I wanted to get into, but man, my anxiety, not great.
But there kind of was some technique that you could use, not really in the Disney stores itself in the parks, but the
Mm-hmm.
Disney stores outside of the parks. If you happen to find a new batch of boxes, there was a technique to where certain characters
Yep.
could be located in the spread of like how
Yeah.
many boxes was it by.
I don't know. You can still go on eBay and buy like a whole carton of these so you could get everyone, but people would buy a carton
It was
and
probably like
then they
eight by
would tell
eight
you,
for
like,
reference.
spot 2, second row back is Mickey. Spot 6, 3 in is Donald. And so if you were if you happened to get at a place where they were just opening a case, you could try to grab those specific ones.
Yeah, and you could go in and be like, I need this box, and I need this box, and I'm going to leave that box. I don't want that box, and I'm going to take this box.
Oh, it brings me back. There's a lot of stress.
But then if two boxes were missing, say you were at the park and it was like freshly opened, but someone took a few boxes, you don't know. Like, did they pick them up and feel them and then put
Right.
them back in a
And did
different
they do a
spot?
shuffle?
It's a mystery. So,
I don't know. So I was the first one in our family to decide that this is what I wanted.
yes.
And I started with my Alice in Wonderland set, which I'm going to let Kay go through hers first, but I'm going to give this little backstory. I started with my Alice in Wonderland set. Our brother thought it was a dumb thing to do until I opened my first box. And then he quickly joined the fun and was that trip. I don't think you got into it that trip. You were too young, and I think we were using our own money.
I
So,
got some. I think I got two.
okay. So I went all in on the Alice in Wonderland set, and our brother went all in on a Star Wars set that trip. And that's what we spent the majority of our trip doing, was finding boxes. And I remember us being like, okay, one more box. That's all we're going to do. And like hindsight, thinking back on this, and in my professional world, I'm like, blind boxes are essentially gambling. Like like way too young at an age that I shouldn't have been doing this. Probably some tendencies that were not great.
Oh, it's okay. I think it's okay.
But anyways, I'm gonna let you get into yours
My
first.
my few Vinylmations. Okay, so I brought them all to show you because I don't have that many. So you're gonna get to see them all because I could bring them upstairs in 2 trips. So here we go. The first thing I have is the Animation 2 series. I don't have that box, but I have the Animation 3 series box. Which actually that's what this is. So I don't know why I said 2, but Animation 3, we have Tinkerbell, which I'm a huge Tinkerbell fan. Fun fact, as I'm sure you're catching on to. So I have her. And then they also had Baloo
Oh,
and Chicken Little. I have no.
what is on Chicken Little's ear? So Chicken Little, for those who are not watching, he's got a green sweater, some glasses, and then is that the egg that's falling?
Oh, on this ear,
Yeah, what is that?
I think it's just part of the sky that's like blacked out. So maybe like the sky is falling.
Oh, all right.
It's a good question. I don't know. I really, really wanted Dopey from this collection, but I got Chicken Little. So, you win some, you lose some. But I got Tinkerbell. So I have that collection. And then we have the Walt Disney World 50th anniversary. So this is one that the whole family opened together for the 50th anniversary. Basically, what happened was this was during the two per person rule.
So this was pandemic. We went, well, we were supposed to go on a big family trip. I don't remember.
Yes.
But my
Yes.
husband got really sick with COVID and wasn't able to walk around or anything. So we postponed my husband and kids coming, and we had it just be like a
Adults.
core family trip. So there were no, except for Kay's now husband, but otherwise no significant others. It was just our core family. And I had been hearing that there was a Vinylmation series that was out, like it was coming out. I had Googled, I had looked everywhere in the park. I was trying to scour, and I was like, it's not here. It doesn't exist. Like, and we were walking around New Fantasyland right outside of Gaston's Tavern. There's a little store right there, and we've talked about it before in one of our other episodes. It's a store that we typically don't go into because it's got a lot of breakable, like high cost item
Fancy
things.
art.
But a dad and either a little girl or a little boy walked out, and they were talking about Vinylmations, and my ears perked up, and I was like, oh! And so I was like, we have to go in, and we went in, and they had them there, and you could only get 2 per person. And so
So what did we do? We all bought 2 boxes. Like the normal logical humans we are.
everybody got some.
And so it was so fun. We all took turns opening them, and we did pretty well. We honestly didn't have a lot of duplicates, and the duplicates that we did have, we were able to trade
Right.
amongst ourselves so that we all ended up with a fairly good collection. So I'll
Yeah.
show you mine. I have a Mickey. I have one just fell over. I have a Minnie, so they go together. And
Cute.
then I have Donald.
Me too.
Oh, with his little fireworks, and Daisy.
She has all the pears.
I do. I have pears, and then I have Dumbo.
Me too.
Dumbo's my favorite.
I have Dumbo too. Dumbo's really cute. So all of this series is in their 50th outfits, which was kind of like a pale baby blue with a little bit of a sparkle and some gold accents. So it's all of the classic characters with those colors throughout.
Yeah. And then they came out with the second series of 50th anniversary, and I just so happened to be back at Disney, and they were located in the same store. So this box has Madame Leota on it. They had so many fun options, and you were not limited to how many you could buy, and I wanted to buy them all. But I couldn't afford them all, so I ended up with 5. Which is still a lot. This is so embarrassing. Anyway, I have Ray from Princess and the Frog. I have Woody.
And these have the same kind of color scheme because it's still the 50th anniversary. It's just another series within that 50th anniversary. So instead of your classic characters, now you're getting into some of the secondary characters or park icons.
Yes. The Orange Bird.
Cute.
And then I have Tinkerbell. I was so pumped. So pumped. And then I got Figment, which is the chaser.
Nice.
It's the mystery one. There were some other really, really fun ones. They had Madame Leota, and I really wanted that one. There's other fun ones, but I won't ruin it all because Tori has one that's pretty cool too.
I don't think I have any of those that are really cool, but we'll get to it.
You have one.
Okay.
Okay, and then I have this really cool birthday gift from my brother. It's from the Never Grow Up set. It's a 9-inch Peter Pan sundae.
I don't understand this one. So I've said this before. So for those of you who are not watching but listening, it is a huge 9-inch Mickey that is all blue, pretty much, and looks like it's got clouds like the sky. And then there's like Peter
It's a
Pan's in the middle
Sunday.
on the belly, and then there's a sundae on the top, like chocolate with a cherry. It's just...
There's a letter on the back to Wendy, and it says, "Never grow up." It says, "Forget them, Wendy. Forget them all. Come with me where you'll never, never have to worry about grown up things again." And it comes with Tinkerbell, a 3-inch Tinkerbell stuck in a chocolate bar. And I looked it up, and it's a limited edition, and it is now worth quite a bit of money. Fun fact.
Cute.
Um, okay, I'm almost done. I'm moving through. And then I have the Peter Pan series, Tinkerbell. She is angry red.
Love it.
Look how cool she is. She's just
My
all
hard
"Urgh."
my hard part with Tinkerbell in all of these series is that because Tinkerbell's so tiny and petite, when you put her on a Mickey like this, like
She looks
she
quite chonky
she
in the nicest way possible.
what does chonky mean? I've never heard anybody say chonky.
Really? Chonky.
What does that mean?
Like kind of like chunky,
But
but
chonky?
but in a nicer way, I think. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna move on. I have the Monsters University set. I have Sully
Okay.
and Don.
The most random characters.
They're really random. My brother has this collection, and I think these are both from him. He also has Sully and Don, so I think they were just duplicates that I ended
I
up
want
with.
to know, brother of ours, if you're listening to this, how come she got all of your duplicates? Is it
I
because
love
you're the
Monsters
baby?
Inc.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
then last one, this is also a gift from my brother, just to
See?
bring it home, is the designer series set of Tinkerbell.
That might be my favorite tank.
You think? I
Yeah.
think she looks like a little, I don't know. She looks stitched up or something. She looks like something, I think it's supposed to be a designer touch, but she just looks a little freaky to me.
She's a little off.
I really like the 50th Tink. Or the animated Tink.
So all of the tanks. Kay likes tank.
Yeah, just like you like Alice. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. Tori has this fabulous collection, just like I have all of the ears. She has
Oh.
all of the Vinylmations.
I have so many and I don't even know where to start. So again, I'm not going to show them all because it would be very difficult. But again, if one of these speaks to you and you really want to see them, please let us know. So the first series I'm going to talk about is our Robot Villains series. And this is from 2011 is when this series came out. And I'm trying to make sure that I grab the right ones here. So I have many. So I have Syndrome. I have Captain Hook. I have Shan Yu. I have Water Noose. I have Cruella. I have Sid, who is the variant. Sorry, he's the chaser, not a variant, chaser. And then I have Scar. I am missing Jafar and the Big Bad Wolf, but I'm going to show a few of these. So Sid is the chaser, and he is, because they're robot, right? They have like gears and they look all robot-y, but this is just Sid. And there's also Cruella DeVille, who I feel like Cruella DeVille is actually scary looking.
She looks like she got like ran over or like windblown or is like a beast of sorts.
Yeah, she looks rough. She's having a hard time. And then there is Jafar. Sorry, Scar. I don't know why I said Scar. Which, to me, when I'm looking at this, does not look like Scar, other than it's a lion, and on the back of his head says Scar. So, I mean, I gotta trust that it's Scar.
They wanted to give you that like logo, so you can't.
They did. None of the others have logos on the back of them. So I guess maybe they were really worried that someone was not going to know it's Scar. So they said, hey, let's kind of put that together for you. The next series that I want to talk about is the robot series, so my regular robot series. And this is from 2013. I have all of these except for the chaser, which is so frustrating. So I have Mickey, the alien from Toy Story. I have the White Rabbit. I have the Mad Hatter. I have Pooh. I have Minnie. I have the Queen of Hearts. I have Donald. I have Pinocchio, Tigger, and Grumpy. And I just don't have Goofy, who is the chaser. So if I show a few of these, one of them is Pooh. And again, it's a robot, so you've got
Ooh,
all the gears and stuff, but his belly is see-through, so you can see like a little bit of honey there in his belly. He's awfully cute.
he's so cute.
I'm also going to show the alien, which the alien, again, very cute. Looks like just the alien from Toy Story with the little antenna on the top of his head. And the other fun one that I think is more unique is Pinocchio. So Pinocchio
Ooh,
actually, I'm going to give a side view here. Pinocchio actually has a really long nose because we know Pinocchio
he
lies.
does.
So he's pretty cute. And on the back of Pinocchio, he also has Jiminy Cricket in his back little panel. So he's pretty cute. This is a series I really should get on eBay and just see if I can find that last one and just finish it. But I am I am pretty much an authentic I'm an authentic Vinylmations human, unlike my siblings. I'm gonna call
Don't
them out.
say siblings.
Okay, brother, at least.
Plural. I have never bought one off of the internet.
Our brother tends to just find ones he likes and just finishes his series or get the ones he likes.
And his collection is massive, and it's honestly really cool.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool.
But I'm an authentic, like I open the boxes, I do it that way. So there are some that I don't have. You're giving me the look.
I have no words.
So there's also a Little Mermaid series that I have that's from 2013. So I've got Sebastian, Max, Scuttle, King Triton, Glut the Shark, and Flotsam and Jetsam. I'm missing from this series. I am missing Prince Eric, Ursula, Grimsby, Carlotta, and Flounder. So I only pulled over two to show, but here's Ariel.
Ooh.
She looks like Ariel. I mean,
She looks
it's
just like Ariel. She's got some clear, are they like clear blue ears?
Yeah, I think they're like water ears. It's underwater Ariel, so there's bubbles and some seaweed and all of that. It's a very stylistic version, I think, of Ariel. And then I wanted to show the Chaser, which is Flotsam and Jetsam, which I think is really cool. So if you don't know who Flotsam and Jetsam are, they are the eels that are Ursula's pets, essentially. And the back of this is Ursula. And this might be the only Ursula I have. And if you've heard me talk, Ursula is my favorite. So here is my little bit of
So
Ursula.
when you display it, do you display it forward with Flotsam and Jetsam, or do you display it backwards with Ursula?
Flotsam and Jetsam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? What else do I have? So I've got the Jungle Book collection from 2014. So I've got the vultures from here, which is I should have brought those over, but I didn't. They're three little mini vultures, which were supposed to represent the Beatles back in the day. So I've got those. Um,
Ooh.
I've got Shere Khan, Kaa, King Louie, and Mowgli, and I'm missing Bagheera, Baloo, and Hathi. Because people don't normally know who Hathi is when it's explained, but it's the elephant, the little baby elephant in Jungle
Oh.
Book. But I brought over King Louie.
Oh, he's cool.
So he's just, if you've never seen Jungle Book, King Louie is an orangutan. So again, it's the Mickey figurine, but his arms are a little bit longer. So he's fun. And then I brought over Shere Kano as well. So
Ah.
he's just normal looking.
I like that. You and our brother should combine your collection for this because I'm pretty sure you have opposite halves.
We can't. Who's going to own it? Who's going to own the collection?
Maybe you could keep this one.
Make sure that he lets me. I also have a Beauty and the Beast series from 2013. I was like, and I didn't bring any over. No, I did. I've got Lumiere, Belle, Maurice, Philippe, and LeFou, but I'm missing a ton from this series. So I don't have Beast, Gaston, Miss Potts, Cogsworth, the three sisters. So in this one, when you talk about variants, one of the sisters was on the back of the box. The other two sisters, so if you've seen the triplets in the movie, they're the
Yeah.
variants. So all of their dresses are different colors if you have them all.
Oh, like the green, the pink, and the yellow.
Yep. And then the chaser for this one was Beast in human form.
Oh,
Yes. And then the psychiatrist is also in this set. Interesting.
odd
Which, okay, I
choice.
need to talk to you really quick about Beauty and the Beast. How do we feel about Belle and Beast?
Are we still live?
Yeah,
You got really close to the camera. I
I
wasn't
did
sure what.
because I think about this all the time. Like, what was going to happen
Okay,
with
so how
Belle?
do I feel about how do I feel about my favorite movie? What do I think about Belle and Beast? Like
Yes.
as a couple?
Yes.
Like if he did not return to human form?
Yes, because she was when they sing something's there, right? What's the name of the song
Yeah,
you're from?
something there.
Yeah. They sing that song. There is no thought that Beast is changing. Belle
Yeah.
doesn't know it's an option. So she's falling in love with Beast.
Well, she was basically prisoner, but then she decided to come back.
So what are you saying? She had Stockholm syndrome while she was with
Well,
him?
that's not you said that. I did not say that. That just really like escalated quickly. I
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I, I like the music a lot. I think the Belle is awesome. Apparently she can see past. She could see his good traits and that he wasn't evil. And the fact
I don't
that
deny
he
that.
actually is a beast, if he were to stay a beast, that is rather concerning.
I don't deny that she's wonderful for seeing past that. I'm just trying to have a conversation about what does that mean?
I don't know.
Well, let me show you a few of these. So I decided to show you Belle. So here's Belle. And it's just Belle
Okay,
in
but
one.
they made Belle like a little bit chonky too.
I mean, they're all the same size. I just feel like here's the difference, y'all, and this is what I mean by some of the characters look funky. I'm holding up Ariel, who I feel like they did in a stylistic way.
It's because they left her hair down. So they let her hair come down into her face and they made this like face shape come in a little bit. And then Belle,
That's
they gave
true.
this random pony. When you just turned her around, she has the world, she has Beast, she has Gaston's pony.
She
They
does have
did
this
her
one.
dirty.
They did do her dirty. But on one ear she's got a book and the other ear she's got a rose.
Well,
And
that's
then this
good.
this one I think is just fun. This is Lumiere.
His head is so fun. It's like not the. He looks bald. Okay, so it's like the typical Mickey form, like the circular, like Mickey ear shape, and then they put. I don't even know how you would describe that. Like a
It's like
marshmallow.
a
They
hat.
shoved a marshmallow hat on top of it, and that is the rest of him.
Yeah. But if you
It
take it
comes
off, he
off,
looks like
and he looks like oh my gosh, Humpty Dumpty. That's it. It looks like Humpty Dumpty.
oh, he's great. He's a fun one.
That
He's a
might
fun.
be my favorite.
He's fun. Let's see. So
Oh,
I've
she has
got
villains.
I do. So I have Pixar villain collection, and I've got Water Noose, Dean Hardscrabble, Thumper, and Al in a chicken suit, which is from Toy Story 2. Are you okay?
There's a bug in here. I don't like bugs, just so everyone knows. But good news, it's not a spider, so we can keep going.
We can keep going. I thought, oh, I did. I was like, I thought I better remember. The ones I'm missing from this one are Charles Muntz, Darla, and Mordu from Brave. But I brought over Dean Hartscrabble. So again, if you think about what I talked about with the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland with an extra piece, she has that extra piece as well, but her mouth is on it. So that's a little funky. In the back of her is actually extra creepy because it's like the spines from
It's
her,
very
like,
buggy, like this
yeah.
bug in my home.
Yes. Yes. And the other one, the chaser was Al in a chicken suit from Toy Story 2. And he's really fun because
He's actually wearing a chicken suit
he's
over
actually
his
wearing a chicken suit.
Vinylmation.
I've looked at it a few times because it looks like his head should come off, like it wouldn't like a character suit, but it doesn't.
Oh, it
I know.
does look like a Lego. Like you
Yeah,
could slide it off.
but he's fun. He's a
That's
good
a
one.
really fun one.
We talked about the 50th anniversary series 2, and I didn't bring it over because I only have one.
And who do you have?
I have Alice.
Very fitting. I think we traded
I do think we
around.
traded.
I think
I don't know what I opened. Did I
I
open?
think she might have opened either orange. I think she opened Orange Bird.
I
And
can't remember,
I
but
had opened Alice, and I let her have Alice. And I want to say that our brother opened Tink, and I had, yes, he opened Tink, and I had Remy.
Oh,
And we traded.
yes, that makes sense.
So we did a little bit of trading based on our favorite characters.
Yes. I didn't bring any of these over, but I have 2 from the Villain Series 3. I have the Queen of Hearts and I have Frollo. I have none of the others, which is TikTok Cracks Me, Sai and Am, so the Siamese cats from Lady and the Tramp. I couldn't think of the movie. Radigan, Madame Medusa, Gaston, the Coachman, Chernabog, and Gideon and Mortimer. So I don't have any of those. I literally have 2. So very small. The Animation 3 series that Kay was talking about,
Yeah.
I have a ton of these. So I have Stitch, Perdita, Alice, the Ace of Clubs from the Alice in Wonderland movie. I have Grumpy, I have Robin Hood, I have Basil, and I have Ponchito.
It's flying. Oh, it flew over there.
It looks like a moth. You're okay.
It's one of those stink bugs.
Yes. I don't have Ludwig von Drake, Pascal, Mowgli, Eeyore, or Nessie, who is the chaser for that series.
I want Stitch.
What?
I said I want Stitch.
I have Stitch. Oh, this
Oh,
isn't
does he have an extra arm?
This is not that Stitch. Sorry, I didn't pull him down. That would be from a different series. The only ones I pulled down from here are Perdita and Basil. I think I do have Stitch. He's over there. I can send you a picture. But these are really cute. I think the reason I like the Animation 3 series is they are very classic Disney character design. Like, there's not much fluff with it. It's just, these are who they are.
Yeah.
I remember when my husband and I opened Panchito, and he was like, "Who wants this guy?" I remember him opening it, making a big deal about, like, why? Why do we want
who you
this?
just picked up?
What?
Is that who you just picked up?
No, this is Basil.
Oh, from the Great Mouse Detective?
Yes.
Who's
Panchito's?
Oh, he's one of the caballeros.
Yes. Yeah, and he was very fired up about. I can still remember that conversation, which was ridiculous. Let's see. I also have one Holiday Goofy, which is from a holiday set.
Random.
And then the 50th anniversary set, series 1. It looks like I have, we already talked about this, Dumbo and Donald, and the one I didn't bring over was Big Al. So if you've ever seen you've ever seen the Country Bear Jamboree, which we haven't.
You had to have opened that on your own.
I did.
No one wanted to trade her.
No, because none of us None of us, but
What's this one on the box from that? I think it's a pirate. There's a skeleton pirate.
I know. I'm sad I don't have that
Why
one.
did none of us get that?
I don't know. I wish we did. There's a Disney 100 series that I have Mickey and Minnie from, and that's what I have Stitch from as well.
Oh, yeah, that's this one. This
Yep.
was at Target. I
Yep.
wanted Stitch. They also had Russell.
What's really crazy to me is like Mickey and Minnie in this series, which we showed Mickey earlier, but this is Mickey and Minnie. I don't understand how Stitch fits in with this collection because they did Mickey and Minnie in like the old school.
OG. Yeah, but the characters are random. It's Mickey, Minnie, Stitch, May May, and Russell.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they were doing. I also have a 25th anniversary Grumpy that's really sparkly and fun, and I have a Big Eyes Grumpy as well that I didn't bring over, which Kay has seen, and he essentially is just eyes.
The whole body. So imagine 3 inches of just eyeball.
He's actually pretty cool. And then I have a ton of what we say from our Whiskers and Tails series, which I can pull some down if I need to, but I did pull two. I have a ton of these. So I've got Nana, Lady, Bolt, Lucifer. I have just Dalmatian on here. I must have not finished this. I've got
Pongo.
Pongo. I have Lambert. I am missing Flower, Diana, and Timothy, as well as Pegasus. But here is Nana.
Oh, Nana's got such a long face.
Well, if you've seen Nana, and then Figaro from Pinocchio.
Oh, they're so cute.
They are really cute. And their box is fun. Their box is a little bit different. So the top of it looks like a carrying case. Like, when you take like a hamster home?
Yes.
That's the only way I can describe it. It's like, it looks like it's got some air holes in it.
Okay.
So that's fun. And then I also have the Designer 2 series, which is really fun. This Designer series, essentially both sides are completely like different like character potentially. And so these came out in, I don't know when they came out actually.
2011.
There we go. But I have, let's see, an Angel Pluto and Devil Pluto. I have the variants, so I've got the metallic version. The regular version is just the normal colors, but my version is metallic. So on one side he is an angel, and on the other side he is a devil Pluto. So it's really cool. The angel side is like a metallic blue, and the devil side is a metallic red. I also have a happy Donald and an angry Donald. So it looks like classic Donald, happy. And then when you flip it, when he gets angry, he's got like an angry head. So he's really fun. I also have a Patch and Cruella. So one side is Patch the Dalmatian, the other side is Cruella. And then probably my favorite is on one side I've got Sorcerer Mickey. So with his normal sorcerer blue hat. And on the back side I have Maleficent as a dragon. So this series is really fun, I feel like.
That's a really cool one.
Yes. And then last but not least, I will go into my series that started it all, which I have a ton. But again, yeah, this is my OG. So this series came out in 2011. It's the first one I collected. This is the Alice in Wonderland series. And I said this before, Kay and I've had this conversation. I don't know why I wanted Alice in Wonderland. It's not like I grew up being a huge fan of the movie and like loved the movie, but here we are. So I've got the White Rabbit, I've got the Dodo, I've got the Baby Oyster, I have the Caterpillar, I have
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Thank you. I have the Mad Hatter variant. I have the March Hare. I have the Cheshire Cat. I have the Queen of Hearts. I have a Queen of Hearts variant. I have the Hedgehog, which the green. I do not have the pink one. and then I have Dinah, who is the chaser. The only missing thing I have in here is the variant hedgehog that is pink. Extras that my husband has gotten, because he wasn't around when I got this, but things he's filled in. There was a set of the flowers. So I've got a rose, daffodil, pansy, dandelion set of flower ones. I've got the walrus, who is a 9-inch walrus that came with the little carpenter. And then I've got the big Alice that's 9-inch that is huge. And she came with two tiny Alice's. So actually three. So it's two, sorry. An eat me and a drink me that say them, like they're little things that are the tiny ones. And then I have a tiny King of Hearts as well because he's so small. So I've got lots of those as well. I have a whole like wall back there that is Alice in Wonderland Vinylmation.
We'll have to do a mini video of her Alice collection at
Yes.
least.
Because all of my other like things where I've gotten Alice characters or different things are all back there too, even if they're part of a different series. So yeah, so that is a crash course. Oh, I didn't say this though. My husband and I, when we got married, we were not cake people, either of us. So we decided to do donuts, but we did decide to do a very tiny little cake at the top. So for our cake toppers, Kay got me these. And so she got me a bride and groom Vinylmation that were on the top of our little wedding cake. And these are what Kay was talking about. If you're watching this, the old school ones that had the
Yeah.
of the nose and the mouth into the Vinylmation, both of these have that. So the bride is clearly like dressed in a bride's gown and is Minnie Mouse, and the groom is Mickey in a tux. So I have those two as well.
How fun. So we love Vinylmations. We love everything about them. We're not even going to touch our brother's collection. If you want to see it, we can definitely put mini videos in. He has a huge Star Wars collection. He has roughly right under 200 Vinylmations, and he has a ton of the 9-inch Vinylmations. I mean, Genie, Jafar, like Prince Philip, all sorts of really, really cool ones because he finds these elaborate ones that he really likes on eBay, finds them for a good price, finds ones that he likes, picks them out, and he adds them to his collection. And the way he displays them is pretty darn cool, I think.
Yes. So we're going to end it at that because that was a lot of information to take in. I will do some little recordings, send them to Kay and let her do her magic so you all can see some bigger clips of some of these sets. But before we go, let's end with a little fact or fiction. And this week's is 101 Dalmatians saved the Disney company. Fact or fiction?
You've been listening to Sisters in the Kingdom. If you like this episode, please drop us a rating or review below. We hope you've enjoyed this little piece of Disney in your day. And remember, you are the magic.